So everyone's super excited, right, about internet service providers that are offering fiber internet directly to the home. But let's face it, most of us don't live in an area where we can get 100% fiber, and waiting around for Google to show up and save the day with an army of construction workers might take a really long time. So the majority of us are still using either cable or DSL to get online. But is one better than the other? And how exactly can internet data travel over a cable TV wire or a phone line that only carried 56K dial-up not so long ago? Well, although people laughed at Ted Stevens for calling the internet a series of tubes, it's actually pretty darn helpful to picture the phone or cable line running to your house as a pipe. The phone conversation or Adam Sandler movie that you're enjoying only takes up part of that pipe's space. The space in the pipe, yes, we're continuing this analogy, that would otherwise be empty can be filled with creamy, delicious internet data packets, which are kept separate from phone calls or cable TV by simply using a different frequency band. Similar to how different frequencies on your FM radio correspond to entirely different stations. So in the case of DSL, which runs over a regular phone line, phone calls only take up a very tiny part of the available bandwidth, which explains why DSL is so much faster than a dial-up connection, since old-school 56K internet could only use the frequencies that were dedicated to phone traffic. To further increase speeds for the average user, ISPs typically assign much more of the available bandwidth to downstream traffic rather than upstream, as most people download far more things than they do upload, which is why ADSL is a common term that you'll see in advertising, with the A standing for asymmetric, as your upload and download speeds will be usually very different. Of course, if you need lots of upstream bandwidth, such as if you're a video production company, you can actually get symmetric DSL, or SDSL. Okay, Linus, I get it. They both work by sending stuff down an empty part of a pipe or copper wire. But how then are these two different? Well, one of the biggest distinctions is one that you'll hear quite a bit from companies that are trying to sell you DSL, and that is that your connection to the ISP is your own. Bandwidth on an incoming cable connection, compared to DSL, is often shared by many other people in your neighborhood. So if tons of people are streaming in 4K on Netflix or downloading games off Steam at once, your speed will often suffer. So that's great. DSL is a dedicated connection just for you. But it suffers from its own bottleneck. The farther you are physically located from your internet service provider or one of their stations, the slower your DSL connection will be, since DSL isn't compatible with the boosting equipment that phone companies use to make sure that you have a clear conversation from 3,000 miles away. This is part of the reason that cable connections are often faster, though DSL is often a cheaper choice, especially since, contrary to a popular misconception, you don't necessarily need phone service to get DSL, as many ISPs offer DSL over something called a dry loop, even if you don't pay to make calls on a landline. So shop around a bit and keep those things in mind in your quest to find the most reliable ISP so your connection won't suddenly drop out in the middle of a Twitch stream, a crucial field goal kick, or Counter-Strike and chill. And speaking of, actually, I can't find a way to make this related. Full Sail University. If you're interested in a career in technology, have a look at Full Sail's undergraduate programs in coding that combine theory with real-world applications. The programs offered include software development, which gives students the option to have completed projects in their portfolio when they graduate, mobile development, which covers both iOS and Android, and web design and development, which covers both front and back-end development, coding formats, programming languages, and more. You'll get access to Full Sail's technological resources from day one, and you'll also be eligible for discounted laptops and software. So if you want to kickstart your tech career, learn more about Full Sail's web and technology programs by visiting fullsail.edu/techquickie, linked in the video description. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, check out our other channels, boop-a-doop-a-doop over there. Comment with video suggestions for future Fast as Possibles, and don't forget to subscribe and follow and all that good stuff. See you again next time.